Paul Hennessy.
Hi, no conflicts. Targeting the JN1 strain of COVID is a reasonable choice and is in line with the WHO recommendations. Current circulating variants all stem from JN1. That includes LP81, NB18, and XFG. Last year, Pfizer and Moderna targeted KP2, while Novavax targeted JN1. Because Novavax provides a broader range of cross-protection against subvariants, their parent strain approach was effective in also protecting against KP2 and 3. Unfortunately for mRNA tech, KP2 was already out of circulation by the fall, and their vaccine did not provide as good of cross protection. LP81 will be out of circulation by fall. Chasing that one would be a business decision, not a scientific one. Targeting the JN1 tree trunk again will continue to work well for Novavax. The efficacy of Pfizer and Moderna that was presented today was lackluster at best. VRBPAC must also recommend the FDA immediately broaden Novavax's BLA, which currently has dangerous restrictions limited to just those with underlying conditions. VRBPAC must call for universal access. Even healthy people can suffer lifelong harm from COVID. Limiting access to life-saving vaccines is an insult to the millions of people who have died from COVID. Well over 1,000 comments were submitted by calling for Novavax's universal BLA. Novavax's saponin-based adjuvant provides a broader range of protection than mRNA and wanes less quickly. A recent SHIELD Utah study showed fewer side effects than mRNA, and additional exploratory data has shown that their tech can induce mucosal antibodies, which is important for reducing virus transmission. All ages deserve access to this protein-based shot. The underlying condition rules ignore the fact that everyone, even healthy individuals, are at less risk for long-term effects of COVID. This also means recommending swift approval of Novavax's pediatric vaccine, keeping pediatric access available. VRBPAC should also move future selection earlier in the year to align with the school year, as COVID is a significant pediatric health issue. The majority of COVID outbreaks stem from schools and can spread it, and kids can spread it to other family members. The Yale Forum on Long COVID showed that long COVID is not rare in children. Childhood diabetes is also linked to it. So it's important to release vaccines end of summer to reduce spread in schools. VRBPAC should also recommend allowing a new priming series of Novavax to be available to anyone. The immunocompromised rules work, but broad access is needed to ensure robust immunity and mucosal antibodies. VRBPAC should also recommend expanding expiration dates of Novavax from 3 to 9 months. And finally, COVID is not a seasonal virus. It surges in both summer and winter and has a higher mortality rate. So FDA should allow for more frequent vaccination as efficacy wanes after several months. COVID will never be like the flu, as it is essential and can access the brain using several different mechanisms that flu cannot. COVID is a multi-system disease, and even a mild case can hijack immune cells and affect every organ and bone marrow. And the idea of hybrid immunity is a lie sold to us in an attempt to make us accept endless infections. Comments by RFK claiming that single antigen vaccines have never worked are false. Moderna's next-gen COVID vaccine seems to be using bivalent data, implying they try to use bivalent shots in the future. In 2022, bivalent vaccines provided poor efficacy, resulting in more illness. Please reject bivalent vaccines. We do not want a less effective vaccine for the sake of appeasing RFK's ignorance. Americans deserve access to the protection we paid for, but thanks to anti-vaxxers like RFK, Vinay Prasad, Martin Makary, and Tracy Beth Hoeg, COVID vaccines are harder to get for those who want them. Why is the FDA concerned with long-term impact of vaccines, but not concerned about the long-term impact of multiple infections of a bioweapon of a general population? Are they okay with poor brain health and increased cancer rates due to COVID? It makes no sense that HHS wants to focus on fighting chronic illness while at the same time limiting vaccines to prevent that. You all must do what you can as a committee and on a personal level to provide universal access to Novavax and push back against these new restrictions. These are tactics meant to chip away at life-saving vaccine infrastructure and limit insurance coverage. Thank you.